Chapter 12, Mishnah 1. We have learned that a utensil can form an ohel to spread tuma throughout the space beneath it, but it does not block tuma. Moreover, even if an object that normally can block tuma, such as a stone or a plank of wood, forms an ohel, but it is supported by a utensil, it loses its ability to block tuma. These laws apply both to utensils that can become tame and those that cannot. Thus, in order for something to be able to block tuma, it must not be a utensil and it must not be supported by a utensil. See Chapter 6, Mishnah 1. Our Mishnah applies these rules to an oven made of earthenware. The Mishnah in Kalim, Chapter 5, Mishnah 1, states that an oven is not considered a utensil until its manufacture is complete, i.e., its inner coating of clay has been hardened by fire. Before being finished, the oven is not a utensil and can therefore block tuma. Our Mishnah refers to an unfinished oven as new and a finished one as old. If a flat wooden board, which is not a utensil, is placed on top of a new, i.e. unfinished oven, which is also not a utensil, and thus the board can block tuma, and the board extends a tefach beyond all sides of the oven, the law is that if there is tuma, such as a piece of corpse under it, i.e. the overhanging part of the board, and utensils that are on top of the board, even directly above the piece of corpse, remain tahor. And if there is tuma on top of the board, and utensils that are under the board remain tahor, even those that are directly beneath the piece of corpse. The tuma cannot go from above the board to below it, or vice versa. For since the board is not a utensil, and the object supporting it, i.e. the new oven, is also not a utensil, the board prevents tuma from passing through it. However, if the board is on top of an old, i.e. finished oven, which is a utensil, and there is a piece of corpse above or below the board, even the oven becomes tame, though it is covered by the board. And so do utensils above and below the board. In this case, where the board is supported by an old oven, which is a utensil, the board loses its ability to block tuma, and so tuma passes through it from one side to the other, contaminating utensils on both sides. The next Tana disagrees in the case of an old oven. Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri rules that even if the board is supported by an old oven, the oven remains tahor, and so do other utensils. According to Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, even an old oven is not a utensil. Therefore, in this case too, the board is supported by something that is not a utensil, and so it keeps its ability to block tuma. The same Tanaim disagree in a similar case. If a wooden board is placed on top of two old ovens, which are utensils, according to the first Tana of our Mishnah, and the board extends beyond both ovens by at least one tefach on all sides, and there is tuma, a piece of corpse between the two ovens, the ovens become tame, and so do utensils that are above or below the board. Since the board is supported by utensils, the old ovens, it does not block the passage of tuma from one side to the other. But Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri rules that the ovens remain tahor, and so do the other utensils, because the board does block tuma. Since he holds that an earthenware oven is not a utensil at all, it does not take away the board's ability to block tuma.